everyone. Good morning and welcome back from the holidays. I hope everyone had a great rest with their families. So, we're back now for our AskSpot office hours live help sessions. This is where you can ask quick questions regarding AskSpot and get live help. So in this live help sessions, we also do live builds to show you how different AskSpot tools work in real use cases. And at the begin I mean for the beginning of 2026, I've heard a lot of feedbacks from the community on what kind of topics they would like to see in this live health sessions, and I'm really grateful for you guys bringing these fresh ideas, giving these suggestions for our live health sessions. I see here the comments, everyone's greeting. Hey everyone, happy new year, Eva. Happy new year, Dimitri. All the best for the new year. Yes, all the best only. Don, good morning and happy new year. And also to everyone who joined us. Dwayne, nice to see you here. Chandrakant, Dave, Deb, good morning, you guys. We also have James on the call. We have Keith, we have Steve. Good morning, you guys. And for today, let me just give you guys a little bit about something of what we're going to be building today. So I'm calling it Smart Support Chatbot for Childcare Centers. So it is going to be powered entirely by AskSpot. Um, this is going to be super simple, but it is a high trust assistant that helps parents get instant answers to their most common questions, like maybe availability, what are the fees, enrollment, what are the daily routines for the for this childcare center, and this is all possible without anyone on the staff needing to lift a finger. So it's so repeatable. We're just going to be using a custom prompt, knowledge base, a couple of embedded forms, and then after that, you'll have a 24/7 front desk assistant for a childcare center. So if you're working with local businesses, especially those that are in service industries like childcare, maybe tutoring, or maybe even pet care or something like that. So this kind of chatbot is something that you can definitely deploy fast, and it helps reduce their admin work, responding to inquiries. It helps capture leads, and it also makes the brand look more modern and responsive. Okay, so I'll walk you through the full build, and I'll show you how quick and client ready this can be. Okay, so let me just exit out of my screen right there and go to my AskSpot account. Okay. Now let me go inside my business and click the plus button and ask for the chatbot name. Let's just name this Smart Support Chatbot for childcare centers. uh, Center. Oh my gosh. The holiday has gotten the best of me. There you go. So it's being created. Okay. So guys, I don't know if anyone has noticed this yet, but the devs has pushed a new feature to the chatbot. So if you are someone who's using Canvas and you notice that only Canvas has the option for voice input, but now we now have that option for our chatbots and also for spotlights. So let me just quickly show you guys that you can enable that under settings, and then AI config, and then you'll see over here it says integrated tools. Select which tools you want to enable for this chatbot. Right now, this is our brand new one. We have the voice chat, and you need to be using OpenAI API key so that you will be able to enable the voice input. Okay. So let's add one resource before we can start building our chatbot. I will be using a Google Doc for this, so you guys can reuse the doc itself. So it's the Child Care Center knowledge base. Voice enabled, that's great. Yep. Nice to hear those feedbacks from you guys. So we have here FAQs. Of course, so this is just purely based on on a fictitious business. So you can always customize this. We have the free fee structure by age group and program. We have our casual day rate, maybe a typical day at the center. Um, the key parent policies, some policies there. So what we're going to do is just copy the share button, copy link, and done. Now let's go back to AskSpot, go to Google Doc, paste our link right here, and save sources. Okay, so that's been added, and you see our live bot pull up in here. Next thing that we are going to do is customize our settings. And as for our chatbot image, I customized a GIF on Canva just for this chatbot. So let's do that right now and let's add it. So we're going to call this chatbot Sprouty. So your friendly childcare helper. So instead of saying AI assistant, instead of saying AI helper, so we've given it a personality that's related to what we're trying to showcase or deliver to the brand. So there you go. Now let's add another one. So just a quick note, guys, you can turn any image to a GIF. So I do that by using Canva. So if you have like a logo that you want to be a GIF like this, you can just quickly convert that into a GIF. And badge layout, I think square is fine. We have our chatbot name. Let's just give it a name. Sprouty, your little helper. Um, And then the call to action will be ask me anything. And then our initial message will be this. So let me just delete this part right here and say, hi, I'm Sprouty. I'm your friendly helper here. Maybe you can add at and then business name, business name. There you go. So make sure to change that. Got questions about our programs, fees, enrollment, and daily routines. And then you can type your question anytime or use the handy buttons below. So we're going to be adding the buttons later. Let's just make sure to save that for now. Okay, that's good. Next, let's go to customization. So over here, I like to use the modern chatbot appearance over here. I think it looks better generally on especially on all types of website. So I like to use the modern and I like to change the chatbot size to XL. And oh, sorry about that. And then let's just go over here to our bottom part. And I already created a custom theme for this chatbot. So it looks like this. There's a question from Dawn. Is there a tutorial on how to implement or instruct users on voice enabling, or is it intuitive? Yeah, it's super intuitive. You'll see later. We will enable the voice input also for our little helper right here. So you guys can see how it will work for a chatbot. So let's save changes. And there you go. So that looks better. I love that. Now let's scroll up and we're done with customizing the look of our chatbot. So we're going to be going to our AI config. And of course, our system prompt. We'll have to change our system prompt. So delete that. And let me just enlarge this. Enlarge that. It's good. And as you can see here, it says, you are Sprouty, a cheerful, knowledgeable, family-friendly AI assistant for a professional childcare center. So your personality is warm, gentle, approachable, like a beloved preschool educator. So there's also I also defined its primary goal, some of the rules that it should be following, maybe a sample tone, and if a user seems confused or asks something outside your scope, gently redirect them with kindness. and then keep your tone consistent. So you also want to describe the tone that you want for this. And let me just change the AI model to 4.0 and enable the voice chat option for this. Okay, there you go. And if you open this up, you'll see that button now available beside the send message button. And if you click on that, so it's now listening to whatever you're saying. And if you click stop recording, it's going to transcribe your audio. There you go. So let's just delete that. And now that we have our AI config, now that we have our system prompt in our AI config, let me now go to our channels. Okay, so over here, you guys, on channels, we are going to be adding some forms that the user can easily access within the chatbot. So let me just give you guys a glimpse of the forms that I built for this. So there's two forms. One is book a tour chatbot, book a tour form rather, and you'll see here on the title, book a tour, and then we're just asking for the parent full name, email address, name, child's age, preferred tour date and time, and then I just changed the theme a little bit so that it looks similar to our chatbot. And so that right there is what we're going to be using. Cool part here is you can even add your own email address in here so that anytime this form is completed, you will be notified. You'll also see the connected chatbots for this form. So now we only have one connected chatbot at the moment. And this is the other form that we will be adding to the bot. This will be the enrollment inquiry bot. So this one's basically asking all of the same things. And also same thing earlier, I changed theme for this form. Now let's go to businesses and add those forms to our chatbot. Go to channel, and then add form. So this one's going to be our book a tour chatbot. And then let's just give it a name. Let's turn the status off so it won't show on the lower part of the chatbot. Now let's add another form, which is the enrollment inquiry form. And let's make sure to get that right here and click create. Okay, there you go. So also, let me just turn the status off for this. And last one, let's just add maybe a question channel just to prompt them to ask questions. Create that and save changes. Again, I have to turn the status off because I want them to show on the initial welcome message instead. So let's do that by going to settings. We need to be under general, and then over here down below, you can select the channels that you want to show on the initial message. So this one's going to be book a tour. You just change that, and then enrollment inquiry. Oh, let's just type that in. And let's add the other one. What are your fees? Are your fees? And save changes for that. Okay, so now when we open that up, you'll see over here on the initial welcome message, if you click on book a tour, so it's going to pull up the form for that, the enrollment inquiry. What are your fees? Let's see if the chatbot will be able to answer that. Okay, great. So it was able to pull up from our document. So now let me just now that we have added our embed force, we have embedded everything. Let me just go to share, and let's also customize our SEO and our open graph settings so that when sharing this with others, it's fully customized and they'll have an idea on what this chatbot is all about. So for the title, let me just put 24/7 Smart Childcare Chatbot Support, and then quick description of it. And then favicon, let's just use the logo we used earlier. Open that, upload. Okay, so let's just wait for that to load. Okay, so that's been added. Now let's go to Open Graph settings and add the image for this. So whenever you share on social media or via messages, this is what they will see instead of the AskSpot branding. There you go. And let's change the title also and add a description. And as for this link right here, you can update that by going to custom domain on your settings. You can change that anytime. Okay, there you go. So that's been updated. Now I think the last thing that we need to do is do some testing on this chatbot. So let me just open up this right here and ask a few things. Let's just say, hi, I'm looking for childcare for my 2-year-old starting in March. Can you tell me what the fees are? Okay, great, awesome. Now let's try to use some of the codes right here. We have a chatbot page link that you can use. So you can share this link with others and they'll be redirected to this landing page right here. And let's ask another question. Let's just say, can I visit the center next week? Okay, great. So it is asking us to book a tour, to use the book a tour button. And then what else? Do you have any spots available? Something like that. There we go. Okay, awesome. So that's our what do you call this? Our childcare support chatbot, powered entirely by AskSpot. So as you can see, it's not super complex, but it can certainly help this childcare center businesses. So now I'm opening the floor for any questions at all regarding this build, or if you're working on AskSpot, any questions that you may have. Since we're, you know, just starting the year, we're beginning again. So let me just get the link also for this chatbot and click the check box, save changes, copy link. This will be the duplicate link for the chatbot. Chatbot. There you go. Okay. Any question at all? Chandra Kant asks, "What are the new features going to release this year?" I'm not aware of the list of features that they are planning to release. So when they release it, that's when I'll that's when I'll know. But yeah, if you have any suggestions at all on what features you like to see, you can always submit it here on our future feature ideas board. There you go. So let me just put that on chat and I'm going to put that on the reply. Okay. And then Eva asked, how does the boss get the communications from the chatbot? Is it via, oh, okay. Are you referring to how does the business get the communications from the chatbot? Is it via the email you added? Okay, so if you want for the business to be able to have the data or the communications from the chatbot, there's a lot of ways to do that. So first is for all the data that was collected in the form, this is only for the form and not the conversation itself. You can simply do an export of everything collected by the forms. And as for the chat, for the entire copy of the chat, you can always give them the link to this chat? So do you want to share chats? And then you can even add a password, and then you give them this link, and they will see this exact landing page, and they'll be able to view the entire conversation between the user and the chatbot. And another way to for them to have a copy of the data on the lead forms. So like what I showed earlier, you can go to mail automation, add an owner email right here, and this owner of the email will be notified every time someone completes the form. But this will only be the form collected data, not the entire what they call this, the chat conversation. So if you want, there's always ways to do that by adding an automation to your chatbot. So that's possible under the webhooks. So you can send chats collected data. You can send form collected data automatically via webhook if you prefer to do it that way. Let's see here. Dwayne said, sorry, what's the difference between the two forms you made? So for the two forms I made, one is for, let me just go back to our chatbot. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I just reset that. Okay, so for this, I think the first one is only for booking a tour. So if they want to book a tour for the center, this is the form to do that. Or if they only have like a question or enrollment inquiry, they want to get in touch with someone, they want to have to be called by someone, to speak to someone, this is the form that they'll be using. So there's just I just separated the two since not all would, want to book a tour immediately. Some would just want to ask question first, maybe speak to a human, or maybe, get a live support, something like that. So that's the difference between the two forms. And let's see here. Deb says, please share source doc link. Yeah, certainly. Let me just get that right here. And click share, copy link, put that right here. Source link. There you go. Okay. Any other questions from the group? Okay. I think we're good for today, you guys. So yeah, if you guys have some time, you can I have posted something here in the community. It's what's your number one goal for 2026. So don't forget to leave a comment on what's your number one goal for 2026. Oh, I see there's question here from Dwayne. If you don't use webhooks, oh yeah, that's right. If you don't use webhooks, the email to the business will come from AskSpot. That's right, Dwayne. Glad you mentioned that. So if you don't use webhooks, you guys, you cannot what do you call this? You cannot white label the email. It will come from AskSpot if you if you choose it to be sent via the mail automation right here. That would come from AskSpot domain. And then Deb asked, did you use okay, ChatGPT to create source doc? What kind of prompts did you use? I don't really have a set prompt for it, Deb, when it comes to creating the source doc. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember actually what prompts I used. But ChatGPT did help me build this entire thing. So I think the first prompt I said to ChatGPT was help me build a child care center for AskSpot as a chatbot. Um, and then that's it. And then I just asked it to, okay, so now create me the system prompt, now create me the source doc. Since it helped me build it, it would know what kind of things or what kind of what do you call this, what kind of knowledge base the chatbot should have. So yep. Eva says, you're too good. I'll have to watch this a few times to get it. No, it's me, Eva. I'm too fast. I click too fast. I'm sorry. And then Dwayne says, I do have a feature request if possible, though, the chatbot icon button. I love all the pre options. Icon, I think that's right here. I think you're referring to the icons right here. Okay, I think this is what you mean, Dwayne. Would love to see a default chat bubble button that we can use and simply change the color of the button within AskSpot. Oh, it's a really good idea. Currently, I have to use Canva to create a standard chat bubble, but then edit it to the client brand colors download. Oh, right. It's actually well, that's actually a good idea. Yep. I'll personally relay that to Dave and Drew, and let's see what they think about that. Okay. And let's see here. Okay, I think no other questions. Let's see. Anything at all, guys, before we wrap up the call? Are we good? Are we good for today? Did I miss the voice enabled activation part? So yeah, that was actually enabled right here on the AI config. So this was enabled for this chatbot. You can try to duplicate the chatbot and try to use the voice chat. Try asking this chatbot a few things so to get a hang of it using the voice chat option. Right. Thank you all so much for joining our first live help call of the year. I really, really appreciate you all. And I'll see you on the next live help session, which will be on Thursday. Thank you so much and have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.